Celestes is burning. The holy city of the Ori, the fires that were supposed to be eternal, is ash. The war the Ori started was supposed to end with the conversion or the destruction of every living thing in the Milky Way. It didn't end either way. It just stopped. For 10 seasons, Stargate SG-1 defended Earth. The Goa'uld, the Replicators, the Trust. Threat after threat, resolved within the structure of the show. The Ori changed that. They weren't another system lord with a god complex and a staff weapon. They were ascended beings. Energy. Doctrine. Absolute certainty that all life would convert or cease. Season 9 introduced the longest, most existential conflict the franchise had ever attempted. A war across galaxies. A theological enemy that could not be shot, negotiated with, or outmaneuvered in a single episode. This was supposed to be the arc that redefined the show. For 2 seasons, we were told the SGC could hold the line. We were told the war would reach its conclusion on screen. That was the promise. In August 2006, the Sci-Fi Channel confirmed what the production team had already sensed. SG-1 would not return for an 11th season. The maths was simple. Atlantis was cheaper to produce, drew younger demographics, and hadn't exhausted its creative runway. SG-1 was 10 seasons deep and expensive. The network chose the profitable future over the expensive past. Which meant the Ori War, a conflict that had been building for 2 full seasons, was told to wrap up in a television movie. Not a season finale. A movie. A war that spanned 3 galaxies was given a 2-hour runtime to conclude. Richard Dean Anderson's reduced availability had already reshaped the show. Season 9 introduced Cameron Mitchell. Season 10 deepened Vala Maldoran's role. The ensemble adapted. But to the network, the absence of O'Neill meant the absence of the show's most recognizable face. That made the cost harder to justify. Without O'Neill as the anchor, the network no longer had its primary justification for the spend. Then came the scheduling. SG-1 was moved to make room for the very show replacing it. The death slot wasn't accidental. It was administrative euthanasia. The Ori Crusade had conquered 3 galaxies. The Milky Way was next. And the show that was supposed to show us that fight was told it had 6 episodes left. Ark of Truth arrived in 2008. It was supposed to be the ending. 97 minutes to close a war. The Ark itself, a mind control device built by Morgan Le Fay, ended the Ori threat in a single activation. The ascended Ori were neutralized. Adria was defeated. The war ended. Clean. Efficient. Total. And completely unearned. For 2 seasons, the show built the Ori as an existential, theological threat. Beings of pure energy, powered by worship, operating through true believers who could burn planets with a gesture. The resolution required a deus ex machina literally built by an ascended being. The war didn't end through strategy, sacrifice, or conviction. It ended because a forgotten artifact was switched on. What we lost wasn't a season of television. We lost the resolution of the SGC's hardest war. We lost the ground campaign. The episode where the free Jaffa nation has to choose between alliance and annihilation. The episode where Earth's off-world colonies are told they are on their own. We lost the fall of Dakara, the symbolic heart of the free Jaffa, to an enemy that couldn't be fought with staff weapons and determination. We lost the moment where Teal'c has to reconcile his faith in freedom with the reality that the Ori convert through genuine miracle. We lost Vala's confrontation with Adria. Not a fight, but a mother standing against a daughter who became a god. Continuum, the second film, closed the Goa'uld thread. It was a Baal story. A time travel story. A satisfying ending, for a different war. The Ori War got a device. The Goa'uld War got a ceremony. The show that spent 10 years telling us that the fight matters, that resolve matters, that people standing in the gap matters, ended the most important fight in its history by removing the fight entirely. That's not an ending. That's a network decision. The Ori War didn't end because the SGC won. It didn't end because the Ori were defeated through sacrifice. It ended because a network cancelled a show mid-conflict and handed the conclusion to a movie that had 90 minutes and a device that solved everything. Stargate SG-1 deserved better. The Ori deserved better. And the fans who stayed for 10 seasons, they deserve to see the war fought, not flicked off. Command Crew. If this story hit, subscribe and share it. There are more files in this archive. And some of them still haven't been declassified.